Have you ever wondered why you sometimes feel angry, jealous, scared, or even ashamed? Feelings that you try hard to hide from others? What if I told you that those feelings, those darker parts of you, the things you avoid, the thoughts you keep secret, can actually guide you to your life's true purpose? Yes, you heard that right. Your shadow side, the side you try to run away from, might be the map to becoming the strongest, most honest, and most fulfilled version of yourself. Stay with me until the end, because today on English Achieve, we are going to explore how understanding your shadow side can help you discover who you truly are and what you were born to do. Let's begin with a simple truth. Every person has two sides. One is the side we show to the world, our smiles, our kindness, our good behavior. This is what people see. The other side is hidden. It's the part of us that feels insecure, angry, selfish, lazy, or afraid. This hidden part is called the shadow. And guess what? It's not bad, it's human, and it's powerful. Imagine a man named Michael. He works in an office, always polite, always smiling. But every day he feels something heavy inside. He feels like he's pretending to be someone else. He feels pressure to be perfect, to never make mistakes. Deep down, he feels angry that he has to hide how he really feels. He wants to speak freely, to take risks, to chase his dreams, but he's scared. So he hides those feelings. He hides his shadow. Michael is not alone. We all do this. We push away the parts of ourselves we think are wrong. But here is the secret. When we look at those parts, understand them, and learn from them, we grow. We become whole. We become real. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It shows you where you've been hurt. It shows you what you truly care about. And if you're brave enough to face it, it will show you your path. Now let's understand why this matters so much. Most people live their lives feeling empty, like something is missing. They work, eat, sleep, and repeat. But deep inside, they feel lost. Do you know why? Because they are ignoring their true self. They are ignoring their shadow. Let's take another example. A woman named Sarah always wanted to be a writer. But when she was young, someone told her she wasn't good enough. She felt embarrassed. She felt small. So she stopped writing. For years, she lived a quiet life, never doing what she loved. But inside her shadow, the dream never died. It waited. It whispered. One day, she got tired of pretending. She picked up a pen and started writing again. It was hard. She was scared. But she kept going. That's when everything changed. That's when she felt alive. You see, your shadow often holds your greatest desire. But it's covered with fear, covered with pain, covered with lies you were told. And only by going into that darkness can you find your light. Let's break this down into steps so you can understand how to begin this journey. Step 1. Become aware of your shadow. The first step in working with your shadow is simple but powerful. Notice your emotions. Yes, just notice them. We often go through the day feeling many things: anger, sadness, fear, jealousy, guilt. But we don't take the time to stop and ask, why am I feeling this way? Instead, we try to hide our emotions, push them down, or pretend they are not there. But emotions are not your enemy. Emotions are messages. They are trying to teach you something about yourself. Think of emotions like signs on a road. They are there to guide you, not to hurt you. When you feel a strong emotion, especially a negative one, don't run away from it. Don't ignore it. Instead, pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what is this feeling? Where is it coming from? Let's take the example of jealousy. Imagine your friend gets a promotion at work. She's happy, excited, and celebrating. But inside, you feel something different. You feel a little angry, a little sad, maybe even a little bitter. That's jealousy. And it's okay. Don't hate yourself for feeling that. Don't say, I'm a bad person for feeling this way. Instead, ask yourself, why do I feel jealous? What is this emotion trying to show me? Maybe you'll realize that deep down, you also want to grow in your career. Maybe you feel stuck in the same position, doing the same tasks every day and not feeling excited anymore. That jealousy is not there to make you feel bad. It's there to wake you up. It's telling you, hey, you want more. You want something new. You have dreams too. Or maybe you feel angry when someone corrects you in front of others. That anger might be a signal that you don't feel respected. Or maybe, when someone points out a mistake you made, it touches an old wound, something from childhood when you were made to feel small or unimportant. That's your shadow saying, please listen. There's something here that still hurts. The goal is not to push the emotion away, but to look at it with curiosity, not judgment. Like a detective solving a mystery, you are learning to investigate your feelings. Ask questions like, when did I first feel this kind of emotion? Who was involved? What do I really need right now? What is this emotion pointing me toward? By becoming aware of your emotions and the messages they carry, you are starting to connect with your shadow. You are starting to hear your deeper truth. Remember, your emotions are not wrong. They are not dangerous. They are honest. And honesty is the first step to healing, growing, and discovering your purpose. So, the next time you feel something strong, stop. Don't distract yourself with food, social media, or noise. Sit quietly. Ask, what is this emotion really trying to tell me? If you listen closely, you will begin to understand your shadow. And when you understand your shadow, you begin to understand yourself. That is the power of awareness. And that is where your journey begins. Step 2. Accept your shadow without judgment. Now that you've started noticing your emotions, your anger, fear, jealousy, sadness, guilt, the next important step is this. Accept them without judgment. This means you stop calling your feelings bad or wrong. You stop trying to hide them or push them away. You stop being ashamed of what you feel. Instead, you say to yourself, these feelings are part of me, and I accept them. This is not easy. We live in a world where people are always trying to look strong, happy, and perfect. On social media, everyone smiles. Everyone seems successful. But behind the screen, every person has struggles. Every person has moments when they cry, when they feel afraid, when they doubt themselves. You are not alone. Trying to be perfect all the time will only make you tired. It will stress your heart. You will feel like you are wearing a mask every day. And behind that mask, your shadow will grow stronger. Why? Because anything you deny or reject becomes more powerful. When you say, I should not feel angry, your anger hides inside you and waits. When you say, I should not feel jealous, that jealousy doesn't disappear. It just becomes deeper and harder to control. But when you say, yes, I feel this way, and it's okay, something amazing happens. You stop fighting yourself, you stop running, you breathe, you relax, and slowly you begin to heal. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine a woman named Lisa. She feels very guilty every time she says no to someone. If her friend asks for help, even when she's tired, she says yes. If her boss gives her too much work, she doesn't speak up. Inside, she feels angry and overwhelmed, but she hides it. She wants people to like her. She wants to be the nice person. One day, Lisa decides to stop judging her anger. She sits down and says to herself, "It's okay to feel angry. I have needs too. I don't always have to say yes." That small act of acceptance gives her strength. She starts setting boundaries. She starts taking care of herself. Her shadow, her hidden anger, becomes her power. You can do the same. Whatever you're feeling right now, whether it's sadness, fear, anger, or shame, take a deep breath and say, "It's okay. I'm human. These feelings are not bad. They're part of me." Accepting your shadow does not mean you let it control you. It means you make peace with it. You listen to it. You learn from it. You understand it. When you stop judging your emotions, you give yourself space to grow. You give yourself love. And when you accept your whole self, the light and the shadow, you feel free. You feel powerful. You feel real. You no longer need to pretend. You no longer need to be perfect. You just need to be honest. That is true strength. That is the path to becoming your best self. Step 3. Learn from your shadow. After you become aware of your emotions and accept them without judgment, the next step is to go deeper. Now it's time to learn from your shadow. Every emotion you feel is like a teacher. It's there to show you something important about yourself, your needs, your limits, your values, or your desires. But most people never stop long enough to listen. They feel angry or sad or afraid, and then try to distract themselves with work, food, social media, or TV. They miss the message that the emotion is trying to give. But you can do something different. You can ask your emotion, "What are you trying to teach me?" Let's start with anger. Anger is often seen as a bad emotion, but it's not. Anger is powerful. It can be a warning sign that someone has crossed a line. Maybe someone is not respecting you. Maybe someone is treating you unfairly. Your anger is telling you, something here is not right. Stand up for yourself. Set a boundary. If you ignore this message, you may become more frustrated and your relationships may suffer. But if you listen, you can learn to protect yourself in a healthy way. Now think about fear. Fear is uncomfortable, but it's also useful. Imagine a student named Jason. He's afraid to give a speech in front of his class. His fear tells him, "What if I forget what to say? What if they laugh at me?" At first, Jason wants to avoid speaking. But then, he sits down and writes in his journal. He asks his fear, "What are you trying to tell me?" He realizes the fear is telling him he's not prepared. So he practices more. He records himself. He asks a friend to listen. His fear helped him prepare. And when the day of the speech comes, he does better because of it. What about sadness? Sadness often comes when we've lost something, maybe a relationship, a job, a dream. It can be heavy. But sadness also brings a quiet truth. It tells us, this chapter is over. It's time to let go. Like the changing of seasons, sometimes we must say goodbye to the old so we can welcome the new. When you honor your sadness, you open your heart to healing and to fresh beginnings. One powerful way to learn from your shadow is to write in a journal. Don't worry about grammar or spelling. Just write honestly. Start with a question like, "What am I feeling right now? Where did this feeling come from? What is this emotion trying to teach me?" You can also talk to someone you trust. A friend, a coach, a teacher, a family member. Sometimes saying your thoughts out loud helps you see the lesson more clearly. Or simply speak to yourself. Yes, out loud. Say, "Okay, shadow. I feel jealous or I feel scared. What do you want me to learn?" You might be surprised at the answers that come up from inside you. Your shadow is not your enemy. It is your guide. It knows your past. It knows your pain. And it wants to help you grow stronger, wiser, and more honest. When you listen to your shadow, you begin to understand yourself deeply. And that understanding is one of the greatest powers you can ever have. Step 4. Use what you learn to find your purpose. You've now learned how to become aware of your shadow, how to accept it without judgment, and how to listen to it to discover what it's trying to teach you. Now comes the most exciting and powerful step, using everything you've learned to find your purpose. Let's begin with a big truth. Your purpose is already inside you. It is not something you need to search for in the outside world. It's not something you find in a book or a job title. Your purpose lives inside your experiences, inside your memories, your dreams, your struggles, and yes, even inside your shadow. Many people think they have to be someone special or achieve something big before they can have a purpose. But that's not true. Your purpose often begins in the quiet places, where you've been hurt, where you've fallen, where you felt most alone. In those places, something beautiful is hiding, something important. And that is the seed of your purpose. Ask yourself, what moments in my life have shaped me the most? What pain have I survived? What do I wish someone had given me when I was younger? What makes me feel alive? What makes my heart beat faster? Let's look again at a story. This time, about a man named James. James grew up in a house that was always full of noise, but never full of love. His parents were busy, always working, always distracted. James often felt invisible. He did well in school, but no one noticed. He did his chores quietly, but no one said thank you. Inside, he carried a deep sadness, a voice that whispered, "You don't matter." As James became an adult, he pushed himself hard. He wanted to prove that he was somebody. He became successful in business. People respected him. They admired his work. But late at night, when he was alone, he still felt empty. He didn't understand why. One day, James decided to look at the part of himself he had always ignored, his shadow. He sat down with his journal and began to write about his childhood. He let the little boy inside him speak. That boy didn't want more money or awards. He just wanted to be seen, to be loved, to feel safe. James didn't push those feelings away. He embraced them. And from that pain, something new was born. He started a community group for boys who felt alone, boys who came from homes like his. He helped them build self-confidence. He taught them life skills. He listened to them. He saw them. And in doing that, he found healing for himself. His shadow became his light. His pain became his purpose. And you can do the same. Your fear, your shame, your loneliness, your disappointment, they are not mistakes. They are messages. They are full of wisdom. When you stop hiding them and start using them, you become powerful. You become real. And your life begins to shine in a way that touches others. Practical tools to work with your shadow and discover purpose. Let's talk about some simple things you can do every day to work with your shadow and find your purpose. 1. Quiet time each day. Spend 10 to 15 minutes alone each day in silence. No phone, no music. Just you and your thoughts. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Ask yourself, what am I feeling today? What am I avoiding? Let your feelings rise without judgment. Then, write them down in a journal. Even if the words don't make sense, write anyway. Let your truth come out. 2. Notice your triggers. A trigger is anything that brings out a strong emotional reaction. For example, if someone criticizes you and you suddenly feel very hurt or angry, that's a trigger. Ask yourself, why does this bother me so much? Is this about today or something from my past? Your reactions will show you where your shadow lives. When you understand your triggers, you learn more about what needs healing. 3. Speak kindly to yourself. Many people are their own worst critics. They say things in their mind like, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess up." That kind of self-talk only makes your shadow stronger. Instead, speak with kindness. "I'm doing my best. I'm learning and growing. I deserve love and respect." Your words matter. Be a friend to yourself. 4. Take small steps toward your dreams. Your shadow may try to keep you small. It may whisper, "You're not ready," or "You'll fail." But your soul wants you to grow. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait until you're 100% confident. Start now. Even one small step each day is progress. Write that poem. Call that person. Apply for that job. Share your story. Each step takes you closer to your purpose. Conclusion. The power of your shadow. Let's take a moment to remember what we've learned. Your shadow is not evil. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's part of you. It holds your pain, yes, but it also holds your deepest wisdom, your strongest emotions, and your hidden gifts. Your shadow is trying to guide you. It's trying to wake you up. To find your true purpose, you must face your shadow. You must accept it. You must listen to it. And then you must rise. Don't run away from the darkness inside you. Walk through it, because on the other side, you will discover your light, your strength, your truth, your mission in life. At English Achieve, we believe that language is not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about power. The power to understand yourself, the power to tell your story, the power to grow. And today, you've learned powerful words: shadow, purpose, healing, acceptance, transformation. So now I want to ask you from the heart, what is your shadow trying to tell you? What dream are you still hiding? What pain have you survived that could help someone else survive too? Don't wait. Don't hide. You're not too broken. You're not too late. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. Your journey doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be honest. It needs to be brave. And it needs to begin now. You have everything you need inside you, even the parts that feel dark, even the parts that feel messy. Your shadow is not your weakness. It is your hidden strength. When you stop running from it and start listening to it, your entire life will begin to change. Not just for you, but for everyone your light touches. Keep learning, keep growing. And remember, your shadow side is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your purpose.